You are listening to the Live Your High Frequency Life podcast, and I'm your host, Teal Shu. In this podcast, you'll discover how to step into your natural, innate frequency and the highest frequency of the universe, love, to create and live the soul-aligned life you want. If you're a woman who wants to love yourself so completely, stand so fully in your infinite sovereign soul power, be your own safe haven, fill your own cup, and be so financially independent you quit feeling trapped by someone, something, or somewhere, then this podcast is for you. Because you deserve to be unmessable with by the world and live the high-frequency, soul-aligned life you love that is your birthright. And I'll share with you how you can start creating this reality for yourself through your frequency. But raising your frequency isn't about doing more. It's really about untangling yourself from the programming of the world, choosing love over fear, and living as your soul with your identity rooted in love. And when you embody this, your frequency automatically rises. You radiate the high frequency you that you were born as, and you start changing your life. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to this episode. I'm calling this episode, I Forgot Summer. Because when I'm talking about this, the summer solstice has happened and we stepped into summer here where I am in the Northern Hemisphere. And I bring this up because in some ways it kind of just went by and I missed it, but I didn't miss it. And I bring this up because every time there is an equinox, a solstice, the spiritual community just gets really into it. I mean, you've seen this. They get really into it. Are people doing rituals, where to place your attention, things to be mindful of, do this, do that, have a ceremony, pause, take the day, whatever it is, like there is always somebody telling you how to be or what to do in relation to the equinox or the solstice, some tips, some strategy, some way to be present and make the most of it, this portal. You've heard all these things, and I did none of that. I did none of that. When it comes to my spiritual journey, more and more, as I think about this, and I just more and more, I don't care what other people are telling me what to do when it comes to the moment by moment or the strategy or the mindfulness or you are spiritual and energetically this way or that way or do this or do that. Because honestly, most of it doesn't resonate with me. And I just have really leaned into what am I feeling in my soul, telling me, called to do right now, in the moment. And it's no different day to day than as also for the solstice, like the summer solstice that we have had when I'm recording this just recently, but probably this comes out a few weeks after that. Because to me, that is then the truth of what my soul is inviting me to be aware of, to see, to do. If my soul and the universe is guiding me to step into a different space or do a ceremony or a ritual or another activity or even no activities at all, well, that's coming from me. That's not coming then from somebody else. That's in the external world telling you what to do, which is, I know, one reason why you are listening to this, because you're tired of the external world telling you what to do, and you want to live your high frequency life in a soul-led way, guided by your own compass, the universe, and the soul, right? Which is the universe and the soul. And so I missed summer. I skipped the start of summer, so to speak, this year. And then I confess, it wasn't necessarily intentional. I was actually out of town with my family, intending to visit loved ones. And you know what? that visit kind of took a different turn. I was anticipating spending time with loved ones, and instead the loved one actually was very, and I always wording things in a way to not name and give things any power or meaning, but just for clarity, she was very ill. She is experiencing cancer in her body and was having a darn rough time of it. And so our plans really shifted. And that was okay. Peace with that. It wasn't about me and my plans. It was about, where am I feeling my energy in the moment? Is that in support, in compassion, and kindness? In that moment, in this visit, to support someone who is near and dear to me. And I made that choice consciously, intentionally, open-heartedly, with love and compassion, instead of anything about, well, what are my plans and how is this going to work for me and blah, 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 which is the ego speaking. What are you going to get? As opposed, what is your contribution and what is your evolution and growth that comes through receiving this lesson of having your plans disrupted, and how then do you choose to move forward in compassion and love and grace. And so this is all happening with the summer solstice. So instead of even having the pause, as I often take, to just be more present on the day when we do have an equinox, a solstice, that spaciousness was not something that I chose, because I chose then to do other things to support my family. And you know what was so interesting? It was such a beautiful day, because so many people get in here. I'll just segue a little bit. So many people get into, oh, you're not spiritual. You're not spiritual enough if you're not doing the rituals, the practices, if you're not observing, got to do something special on solstice or equinox. You got to do this. You got to do that. You're not doing things with an altar. You're not doing things with crystals or ceremony. You're not doing things with the sun, the moon, the whatever. And you know what? I don't buy that. I don't buy that, because we are already 1,000%, infinite percent already spiritual enough. You are already spiritual enough. You're spiritual just because you exist. You can't get more spiritual than that. What people are talking about then is practice and ritual and doing of things, as opposed to being. Being is energy and frequency, and being loving, kind, grateful, generous, compassionate, patient, giving, open-hearted, grateful. These are the frequency of the universe that is pure love. The pureness that is you, without the illusion then of your ego, the illusion of the world, the illusion of all the nonsense stories you've been programmed to have. All of that is part of you, the spiritual being, but the pure frequency of it is the love, the caring, compassion. It has nothing to do with the ritual or ceremony or the doing of things. And this was so amazing, because I really enjoy using animal medicine. I've spoken about this before, and I felt the nudge to have a card on solstice. And so I got the card, and it was Swan. Swan is grace in Native American medicine. And you know what's really interesting as well? Swan, grace, is my animal medicine for this calendar year. Just again, reinforcing the grace, the compassion, the energy to be in here and now in the present. It was just so beautiful. And I was like, yeah, this is yet again showing me where is the truth of the matter inside me. It's not out here in the world telling me or you what to do. It's not in this idea that we must have practices and rituals and the doing of things in order to be spiritual or to connect or to experience the universe, to be aware, to expand our intuition, all of those things. Yes, there are beautiful things that we can do to support ourselves, if so called, if so feeling the energy, if you feel the energy guiding you to do that. But in and of itself, it is an empty thing. The fullness is in you, inside. And so I'm like, fine, I'm not getting into this whole thing about I didn't have a big whoop-de-hoo around the solstice or even have time of silence. No, I didn't get into any of that or even beating myself up about it. Teal, you're not spiritual enough. No. BS. The day was spent in giving, in Aini, which is ancient Incan for reciprocity of life, which is to give open-heartedly. You're not giving to get, you're just giving in compassion, in love, in caring, in kindness. The day was peaceful. I chose peace. And I felt so intentional with this of, I am peaceful today. I am loving today. I am compassionate today. I am caring today. I am open to be contributing today in whatever way I am shown by my soul to help, to give, to offer. And if that's the nudge I am feeling to then support my family, to support my husband, helping out his family even more with this situation that all of my family is going through as this loved one navigates this journey that she is on. And it was peaceful. It was so peaceful. And I thought, you know what, Teal, this is then the energy. This is the energy and presence of solstice. It's not the doing of any ritual. It's where your energy and intention is in that moment. And so, Teal, you're still honoring the presence of the solstice. You're acknowledging it, but you're present in the energy of it, the energy of the universe. By being in this state throughout the entire day of just the peace, the calm, the utmost gratitude for just being alive and experiencing the day, supporting my family, taking care of my daughter, watching my daughter play on the slides in the swing, running errands, getting groceries, just being there in energy to support my family. And it just cemented for me so much more of presence, energy, intention, and not all this doing business that people invite us into. And so many folks out there, whether they are intentionally doing it or not, they're seeking your validation. They are seeking to have their power expand through your acknowledgement and buy-in to what they're inviting you into for their rituals with the solstice. Come and do ceremony with me. Come and do this ritual. Come and do this meditation. Come and do this sacred experience and all of that. And so many come to this with absolute pure heart and just the giving. But so many also have wrapped up their identity and their concept of spiritualness in these ceremonies and rituals and the doing. And they then get confidence in that identity and understanding of that themselves by then inviting you in and the external validation of then when you take part and buy in as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you read the energy, you start to notice this for yourself. You start to notice that so many people out there, well, they're inviting you in because they are looking often very unconsciously for the external validation from you of their own model of reality, defining what it is to be spiritual. And so I don't ask you to look at this one way or another. Just invite you to listen to this other perspective, and you make the choices yourself. If the shoe fits, wear it. Of what does it mean to be spiritual? Well, you already are. There's nothing you have to do to be that. And choosing then from that how you take part in Lionsgate or Solstice or other, portals, 555, 444, 333, whatever that may be, with calendar, astrology, astronomy, all of these things, zodiac, whatever it is, you get to choose that for yourself, how you engage, what you choose to do, how you choose to be in those periods of time. And you get to choose that for yourself through your own compass of your soul and your universe, and the universe as your compass, guiding you into what and where and when for you, how to take part and not to take part. Or like me, maybe there's really nothing at all that happens on the solstice other than being in presence and high frequency that day, going through life, but intentionally, without any fanfare, and being okay with that you are not then less than, or you missed an opportunity. You didn't take advantage of the solstice and the portal was open and all the things. And this will expand your affirmations and your alignment and your manifestation and all these things. And if that's where you want to go, great. But know that that's not necessary. Takes the pressure off. You're not doing anything wrong. If you miss the solstice, air quotes, you're not doing anything wrong. It's all just fine. So this is just what I wanted to share. Maybe a little different episode. I don't know. These episodes, they just come to me. And I'm like, what is coming through me now to share with you? And trust that what comes out lands however it is meant for you, in the intention to help contribute to all who this is meant for. But take the pressure off. If you miss the solstice, no biggie. Just offering you a little different perspective on navigating this amazing evolution and growth that we are all on. And you really are doing wonderfully. All of us are. See, that's the thing. All of us are. We're right where we are to be. So take the pressure off. You haven't missed something. You didn't do it wrong. And just be in this moment, looking at life through the lens of love and compassion and grace and gratitude. That intention alone moves mountains. So I'm going to leave it there for now. And thank you so much for being here. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode, okay? And as always, I say, shine bright. Shine bright. Okay, big hugs to you. See you soon. Thank you for being here and listening to this entire episode. If you're the kind of woman that likes to help others, then please share this with your friends, family, and circle. Because if you found value, they will too. And if you'd like even more high frequency and life-changing content, please connect with me on Instagram and Threads at Tealshoop Coaching. Now, one last thing, I do have a personal request. I'm here to help make this world a better place for you and for all. So if you would, please leave a candid 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. I'd be so grateful, and through your big-hearted assistance, together we can help other amazing women just like you thrive. Thank you, big hugs to you, and I'll see you in the next episode.